Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Let's talk with the Saw right here on Superlative Radio. Today we are talking about Marvel Studios' What If Episode 4, titled What If Doctor Strange Had Lost His Heart Instead of His Hands? So,
what a happy episode.
They got literally everybody that was a major actor in the Doctor Strange movie to reprise their roles. Rachel McAdam, Benedict Cumberbatch, whatever the hell his name is, Tilda Swinton, like everybody, like they got them all, which was really cool. So basically, in this universe where Doctor Strange is, he actually is going to that same place he was going in his movie, but he was going with, of course, Rachel McAdams' character. Him and her were dating. And basically something very similar happened, the accident with his Lamborghini going off the road or whatever, only she died and he didn't get hurt. So, of course, he goes on to become Doctor Strange, and of course he wants to try to figure out how he can save her, and of course he keeps doing the whole thing. It's the very similar
H.
plot
G.
to
Wells.
It's the almost exact plot from the Time Machine, where the guy keeps trying to go back and stop.
That's what I thought. I was thinking very H. G. Wells.
He goes back and tries to stop, of course, the death, but you can't because as it gets explained to him, it's an absolute. It's one of those things that no matter how you try to fix it, and it shows all these different ways he tries to change things. He gets her to drive once. He goes a different route. Doesn't matter. There's one time instead of going, they just go to a restaurant. It gets robbed. She gets shot. Doesn't matter. She dies regardless. So his goal becomes how to gain enough power so that he can break an absolute. Because he knows that, according to Cagliostro, it can be done. So, of course, he goes down this really dark path
You think?
to figure out how he's going to do it. So eventually he just starts absorbing all these creatures and supernatural entities and stuff to gain all their power. And come to find out that the Ancient One had split him so that he could fight himself, to stop himself from what he was doing. And of course, when the two of them meet and they fight, the cape fight was funny. The two capes fighting. Yeah. But it turned out that, no matter what happened, of course, he was doomed. And he beat his good self. The evil one beat his good self. His whole universe ended up getting destroyed, and he basically got imprisoned and basically looks like a crystalline mirror universe version of, and when I say mirror, I mean like the mirror that she teaches about, smashing through the mirrors and stuff. It looks like one of those, like a little, and it's just big enough for him by the very end of it, and that's it. And that's how his universe goes on.
Very, very happy ending.
Yeah, it was very dark. It was very, very dark. Fantastic episode, though, but very dark. And just shows what happens when you screw around too much with time, right?
Yep.
Like, it's one of those things where you're not supposed to mess with time, and there's a reason for that. So it kind of makes you think.
Enjoy the time you have.
It kind of makes you think, is if time travel in our own reality, like this reality we all live in, if that is actually true. Now, we know you can travel forward in time, and not just by living moment to moment. You can travel forward in time. By going fast enough, you can actually jump ahead in time. And theoretically, you can go back in time by going past the speed of light, technically. That's how they kind of figure it or whatever. But if time travel is a thing, could it be that there's all these different things that people talk about? So like they talk about the Mandela effect, where people are maybe from alternate universes or whatever, remember things differently. But maybe the reason we don't see... Now, I mean, obviously, if time is altered, of course, we wouldn't know, because the ripple of time would flow through and you would just adjust to whatever that timeline is. But what if it is that the reason is if time travel is real, if you go back and you try changes, you can't, because everything that does happen is an absolute. So maybe all time travelers are actually capable of doing, if they can go back in time, is just viewing things.
Yeah, that would be the only thing
Like
logically.
they could go back and they could view something, but they can't. No matter what they do, they can't change it.
the outcome. Yeah. Like, you can't go back and stop Kennedy from being assassinated.
Yeah, or you can't go back and stop
done.
Hitler.
Yeah,
It doesn't
exactly.
matter. Like, you know.
It's written, it's
You can't
done.
go back and kill him on the crapper.
That's right, exactly.
You know, like,
The wiggly finger has writ, and when it has writ, it
Yeah.
moves on.
Yeah. yeah.
So yeah,
I
that's
mean,
but that's what it is. It's done. It's an absolute. It's done. You can't change it. You can just go be an observer or a fly on the wall.
And maybe
watch.
that's what it is. Maybe that's the whole point, right? So who
knows?
knows? Or maybe it's every time you go back and you change history, you branch it into a new reality, and that's what the TVA was for in
Yeah.
Loki. You know, to snip those branches.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting
It's hard to know what.
to think what really could happen, or what, you know. So I mean, that's kind of the awesome part of these what if episodes, and of course Loki and all the stuff that they've been doing is they're showing all these different timelines and realities and all that stuff. So it's really interesting to see if
Kind of
they're gonna-
heavy. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot to think about in them. So it'll be interesting to see how they, you know, come about with what they're going to do. I don't know. I thought it was a really good episode.
I did too. I enjoyed it. I mean, like I said,
was
you know,
great.
it was a bit of a downer in a sense, you know, seeing that he couldn't. But I mean, all things considered, it was a great episode. I mean, again, it went really fast. It was just wow. Okay, we're done.
They all go fast.
Yeah.
They all go really fast. But I mean, that's the fourth one. Apparently, there is 5 more.
5 more. Okay.
Yeah, so there's 9 in the first season.
All right.
So we have 5 more to go. And, yeah, 5 more. And, of course, in the next couple weeks, Shang-Chi is coming out in theaters. Not sure if I will be going to a theater to see that because, of course, with the way COVID has been spreading in New Brunswick,
Yeah.
again, thanks to them just deciding to go to the green phase and open everything up to everybody and not making people wear masks. Of course, you know, don't wait till the pandemic has run its course and then open everything up. No! So, anyway, yeah. So I don't know if there will be a review for Shang-Chi. It just may not be once it's released initially, simply because I don't know if we're going to risk putting ourselves in
No, I don't
danger
think we
for a
should.
movie. So
I don't think we should.
I don't think we should either. So,
We'll get there.
you know, if something changes and we see it, we'll do the review on it before. But otherwise, I don't think that's going to happen until it probably
It's
ends
out a
up on
bit,
Disney
yeah.
Plus, which is supposed to be 45 days after it's released.
Okay.
So who knows?
We'll deal with it
see.
as it
and
comes.
of course, after that, I'm not sure what exactly is coming after Shang-Chi, except for I know the Eternals is coming, and I know the Eternals is coming, and I know Spider-Man: No Way Home is coming. So I mean, those are the next 2 movies, but and I know Hawkeye is supposed to be out in the fall sometime too, but I'm not sure the release date for Hawkeye. So, you know, I guess we'll see. What's coming.
We'll just take it as it
You know.
comes.
More than likely, what'll happen is by the end of What If, that'll probably be the end of season 4 for us, because I don't know what else will be coming. Who knows? We'll wait and we'll see. We'll figure it out, but
Play it by ear.
yeah. But anyway, I thought it was a really good episode. It, you know, it was really neat to see just, again, how accurate they get these people with the animation.
Oh yeah, it's
I-
great.
Like, man, they get them pretty bang on with how they look. So they're doing a fantastic job with the animation. And, of course, they can do things in the animated side of it that they can't do live action
That's
without
right,
spending
yeah.
oodles of cash, right? So
Gives them more freedom to do
yeah,
stuff.
it's kind of cool. And the fact that they're using the original actors for the most part as the voices, I think, is really good too.
Of course it is. Makes it
So.
authentic.
Yeah. I just really wish they had done that with Captain America, Iron Man, and Black Widow. I really wish they had gotten the original actors. Which surprises me that they didn't, because I mean they got Michael Douglas, they got Kurt Russell, they got like Benedict Cumberbatch, they got all these other really big people to reprise their roles. So what was it about them that they couldn't get them to? I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah. So anyway, is what it is. Did you have a favorite part?
No, not really. I just enjoyed going through, watching. Just enjoyed. There's no real favorite part of that one. Just it was all part and parcel of.
You never have a favorite part. That's what you always say. You never have a favorite
No,
part.
I don't. There's never really. I'm not really one to say, "Oh, that's my favorite." I just enjoy it for what it is. I'm just into watching what it is, and I just go. I mean, there's parts. Some movies that I'll kind of chuckle or I'll kind of go, "Ooh, that was sort of hard," or "That was sad," or "That was whatever." But I mean, it's not like I sit down and go, "That was,"
Meh.
I'm just
Some
not,
people you just can't please.
No, well, no, it's not. It's not a matter of not being pleased. I'm just,
know. You can't please them with a favorite part.
Yeah, well, sorry, it's just not my style.
turd.
Yeah, what can I tell you?
Anyway.
Didn't hit a G spot.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, anyway, if you're watching these, love to know what you guys think. Let us know below, and
Right down
because
there.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's so much about them that's is really interesting. Like I guess yeah. I mean, I'm enjoying every one of them.
Me too.
It brings me back to the days of the comic. And like in the comic, it almost always ended up in a darker place in the comic too, which is funny. That really fit the whole
Followed
thing.
the whole pattern,
Yeah, and
yeah.
ended up in a darker spot. So I mean, you never know. I'm hoping that one of these what ifs kind of focuses a little bit on the Ultimates universe. And for those of you that read the comics, you'll know what I mean by that. The Ultimates universe was a comic that they started up where they rebooted the Marvel universe, but they did it as if it was a completely different, part of the multiverse, and it did so well. That's where Miles Morales comes from, the Black Spider-Man and stuff like that. But it did so well that it was outselling the main Marvel Universe comics, and they made them get rid of it. So it's funny. I read an article about that where they were saying how the writers and everything screwed it up and ruined it and blah blah blah. And it was like the reason they did that was because they were told to do that.
Yeah.
They were told to
Make a mess of it.
Make
Yeah,
a mess of it,
yeah,
get rid of
yeah,
it because
that's
it was doing better than the original one. But I mean, like they killed just about everybody in it. So
welcome
but
to the modern world.
one of those might be kind of neat to see as a what if. Is one of the anyway. Who knows? We'll see, I guess. But yeah, the
All things being equal.
all things considered, it's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it.
Yep.
To see what happens in the rest of the episodes. So if you guys are just as excited, comment below and don't forget to check out our other stuff on superlativeradio.com and or give us a support on Patreon. You can find the link on our website superlativeradio.com and see some unique videos that are there that aren't on any of our other stuff. You can
Yeah.
stuff like that. Check out our merch on our website. We've got, if you're into our radio shows, we've got lots of stuff coming there, all
yeah.
kinds of great stuff. So,
We're growing.
yep, we're only getting bigger. Hopefully we'll end up with more things to do.
Yep. More things for you guys to enjoy.
Yeah. So in the meantime, stay safe and we'll catch you guys for another episode of Let's Talk next week right here on Superlative Radio.
Stay healthy.